Yo, what's going on out there? This is Mr. Real Talk. I'm here to talk about some real talk. You understand? And I'm just going to have a little brief segment today. What I want to talk about is awareness in the black community. Okay? Awareness in the black community. Now, when I say awareness, you may say, what do I mean by that? I mean the level of awareness and knowledge in the black community of the black community is very low. It's very low. And you say, why you say that? Here it is. Just one of the many ways that the proof that the awareness in the so-called black community is low is the fact that you call yourselves the black community. There's the proof. You call yourself African American. There's the proof. You are so-called black people. You're so-called African Americans. You're so-called Negroes. And I say so-called because that's not who you are. All of those names that I just reeled off right there, which is all the names that we've been called, those names all came from the people who put you in slavery. I'll say it again. All those names that I just reeled off come from the people who put you in slavery. All right. So who you really are is what you called yourself before slavery. But that's a whole nother topic which I'm going nowhere near because that ain't what it's time for. You understand? What it is time for, though, is for us so-called black people to stop trying to be something that you're not. Okay? And this is what I mean by that. We are trying to be equal. We are wasting our times. You know why? Because that's not what you were born here for. You wasn't born here to be equal. You was born here to be a Negro in the fields picking cotton. Okay? And now that time has expired, ain't no more need for you. And you can see that by the way you are treated every day. And you also treat each other the same way every day. You know why? Because you have been brainwashed to the fullest and pressed into powder form. You don't have the ability to be aware of what's going on around you. You've been so broken down. You don't have the sheer ability to recognize things that are happening right in front of your face. And it's sad because you have come to a place of realization to realize that so-called Negroes have been destroyed in this place, man. And right now I'm just talking about in America because we got brothers and sisters who are not in America. We are the same people. They just got dropped off in a different place to serve their slavery. That's it. Ain't no difference. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's another story for a whole nother day too. Okay? A lot of you, probably most of you will find it so hard to believe anything that I say. Or not just me, anything that any black person says, man or woman, it's so hard for another black person to believe them because once again, you would rather believe the people who put you into slavery than to believe a fellow slave. That's how you know it works. You are pushing white supremacy every day yourselves. So-called Negroes, so-called black people, so-called African Americans. And you know what? We perpetuate these crazy stereotypes. Like this thing, some of these things are being so drilled into us. Like check this out. Out here in this world, right? A so-called black man looking for a so-called black woman. That's not what you typically hear, right? What you hear is a nigga looking for a bad bitch. Okay? I'm going to say it again. What you typically hear, and I'm not saying it's true or not, I'm saying what you typically see and hear is not a so-called black man looking for a so-called black woman. But you see a nigga looking for a bad bitch. Okay? Do you see the problem with that? Do you see the problem with that? If you don't see the problem with that, you are pushing white supremacy. Because check this out. Understand this. First of all, see, some things just go so deep, so deep. Why would you want a bad bitch? Because that's a two-part word. The first part is bad. That's the first part. Bad. I don't know how you're going to get good out of that. You started off with bad. And then you want a bitch. Which is a female dog. So you want a bad female dog. And then these women out here who calling themselves bad bitches want a real nigga. And you know what they saying? When they say that, you know what they saying, and niggas call themselves, oh, I'm a real nigga, I'm a real nigga. What he's really meaning is he's a violent nigga. That's what he means. He means that he is a nigga who will kill you probably when he shouldn't. He'll kill you because you looked at him. He'll kill you because he heard that you may have said something about him. You understand where I'm going with this? He's meaning he's a so-called black man with no morals whatsoever. He ascribes to the savage lifestyle. You understand? Which a lot of our people do. A lot of our so-called Negroes, so-called black people, so-called African Americans, a lot of us men, we ascribe to the real nigga, theatrics. You know what? And it's another thing. It's so sad. It's so sad. One of the many ways that you see we're destroying ourselves. We're pushing white supremacy. We're doing their job for them. You know how, like, say America, the good old American crowd. White people. For those who want to say, well, what's the American crowd? We're all Americans. Look, no, you're not. You're not all Americans. Get that through your head, all right? That's another part of the whipsy-dipsy-do they did on your mind. You're not all American. When I say Americans, you know who I'm talking about. Say their little Cub Scouts or their Boy Scouts groups that they have growing up. That's like a rite of passage. Being a young American boy growing up, they go to Boy Scouts. They do Boy Scoutish activities. But in the so-called black community or the so-called Negro community, a lot of the Boy Scouts clubs, those are gangs. Selling drugs has almost become the Boy Scouts of the black community, being a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all brothers out there know I'm telling you the straight up truth. Selling drugs is like the Boy Scouts for black America. Even for the ones that's not in the hood, they see the hood life glorified, so they want to be a part of the hood. So you got kids out here, parents making $100,000, $200,000 a year, and they want to hang in the hood and sell drugs because they think it's cool. Just another way we are destroying ourselves and pushing stereotypes along with white supremacy. It's ridiculous. And you can't believe nothing I say. Even though you know these things I'm telling you are true, you still want to fight against it. Because look at the guy who's saying it. He's black. He can't possibly know anything. He's just a buffoon. He's just a thug. Okay, you can think what you want, but you know what? One thing that you cannot do, you cannot fight against the truth. You understand? And another thing too, you can ignore reality, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality because they will get you. Real talk. Coming from Mr. Real Talk in the flesh. You understand? So yeah, we got a lot of work to do out here. You know what I'm saying? And we can all pitch in, all pitch our 2 cents in, and you can start by right now liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to the channel. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You understand? And I'll be back at you. I'm out of here.